Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope you are enjoying the videos. For more insight on HR practices and real corporate world exposure, please subscribe to our channel, like the video and do share it with others. Also, please press the bell icon to never miss an update from HR Success Talk. Thanks a lot. Enjoy this video.
Today, we would be talking about candidate engagement, and the topics we'll be covering into it. What exactly is candidate engagement? What are the various ways you can go ahead and engage a candidate at every step of the process, starting from the interview discussions to the offer joining, and so on? It's not only about sending text messages, neither about adopting artificial intelligence. It is a new mindset and an approach you have to take to your recruiting. It is a personal one to one relationship building between the recruiters and the candidates. The more human and personal you can make the interactions between your recruiters and the candidates, the better engaged your candidate will be with your company. For instance, you got connected to a candidate who is a good fit for your role, and you did not happen to consider or understand that what kind of a role is that person looking out for himself, what kind of career growth is that person looking out, what is he looking out in a company to work with. If you're not engaged to your candidate, if the conversations have not flown across to such level, obviously, why do you think that person should go ahead and join your company? So it won't be only one odd conversation at a time. This will be a series of the conversations that has happened at every way. And the race to make candidate joining, approaching candidate engagement the right way is the only thing that is going to enable your own recruiting teams to create the strong candidate relationships that will drive your ability to rapidly fill positions. So, in this case, if your recruitment team happens to consist of the members who are not very keen in building relationships, who are not very keen in understanding the complete mindset of the person they are going to recruit, you'll have to happen a hurdle over there as well, because candidate engagement, it's an emotional journey a candidate is taking while interacting with a standard hiring process. And how we are going to cover that: a candidate sees an open position onto your company website or onto social media that matches their interest, so they'll be very much happy. Okay, finally they got something, and they would be moving ahead with the next process of filling out the application on your ATS or sending across an emailer with the resume to the respective recruiter, with an anticipation that someone from your team or someone from your organization would be moving ahead and connecting with them to understand their candidature. They wait to hear back from a recruiter for weeks. And unfortunately, none of your team members even happen to go ahead and share across an emailer. That's why their profile did not get shortlisted for the particular role they happen to think is the best fit for them, or any other reasons. If it is a good profile, then why nobody got connected with him or her to understand their candidature better and help them with the next round of discussions? So that leads to sadness. Another thing which comes beyond sadness, after some time they might think that they might not be qualified. So why is that? That will again happen to have a fear into their mind. Then they wonder why they never heard back from you guys. Like, what could be the reason that a company which has done so much of employer branding onto multiple social media websites does not have time to respond to one odd application out of thousands, millions, billions? So they will be puzzled with this thought process. So that is the reason we have mentioned that it's an emotional journey that happens across a set of interactions and experiences. The entire strategy that needs to work behind the candidate engagement has to have a convenience level, and it should create positive emotions. If both these factors are missing, your strategy won't might not be a great success. How you actually go about doing that is by changing your thinking about the hiring process. Candid engagement is not the open or a reply rate to a text message or a phone call or a WhatsApp message or a LinkedIn message. It is a set of experiences along a journey. Candidates are not looking at your company just once. For instance, if I have to go ahead and apply into a company and I think I could be a good fit, I would like to understand the roles and responsibilities from the hiring manager or the person responsible from the talent acquisition team to understand if this is what are my aspirations for that role. And this conversation might not happen only once, this might happen at multiple stages while I'm getting interviewed for them. I might even happen to have a set of questions for the hiring manager. I might even happen to have certain set of questions for the internal stakeholders. With this, the discussion would be done. I might go ahead and question the past employees who have worked with the company that how they have been treated, specifically considering the COVID situation of the last year. I might even go ahead and check their Glassdoor reviews. I might even go ahead and connect with a lot of people from the internal teams of different departments that how do they feel working for this organization. So it will not just happen once. If I'm not engaged at every particular level, starting from the talent acquisition team to the hiring managers to the internal stakeholders, I might think that this company does not care about the employees. Why should I go ahead and join them? How could I go ahead and have these similar experiences given out to the people who will be trusting me and would be ready to interview this organization? Moreover, the candidate should be engaged with the preferred communication method, whenever they are ready to engage with you. So you cannot go ahead and force your office hours or work timings to them. It can be a continuous and a convenient timing. So there could be some timings in between the candidate and you, which can move ahead mutually for both of us. It also needs to be data driven and highly personalized. So obviously, every conversation that you are doing with the candidate, there has to be some data prepared. There has to be some notes prepared that whatever are the different emotions that person is going through. And it has to be highly personalized. The way you go ahead and treat one person cannot be the same treatment given out to someone else. It's rightly said, you cannot put out a fire by pouring gasoline onto it. Easy Apply and job boards are already flooding your recruiting teams with more candidates that they can manage. Most of these candidates are unqualified. Ideally, in such situations, what I do whenever I receive multiple job applications through emails, through LinkedIn, and through the multiple job boards which we have used to publish our requirements, I stop after a certain numbers. These numbers can be decided by you and your team, whether it's 100, 200, and then you can go ahead and review each application which has been received. If the candidates are not qualified, and if it is feasible, ask your team to give them a call and make them understand the reasons. If that is not a feasibility, a sample email can be prepared, and again, that will be personalized from candidate to candidate and should be shared to them. It should not be like this that there is no revert and nobody has ever given them a reason that why were they not qualified for this particular job requirement. The challenge today is actually not finding ways to get more candidates into your pipeline. Your social media team can go ahead and do that within few seconds and can create a hype. The actual challenge lies post that when you have received multiple resumes and then you have to go ahead and do the sorting. So all these challenges can be taken care by the technology driven. So you can have a particular AI software or maybe someone managing the AI team to go ahead and do this sorting. This will sort your time and this will go ahead and save your time as well. How can you find the qualified candidates in your database and application pool? So these could be the three questions that you have to ensure that the software that you're using are able to go ahead and take care of, and the team which is there into the picture taking care of the hiring requirements should be able to understand this. How can you get to them faster than everyone else? So it's not only one job that they have applied for, or it's not only one conversation that they have done with you. Every candidate in this era would be getting interviewed by multiple organizations at the same timing. So if your conversation level are not at such a level where they are speaking the truth or they are telling you the exact reasons why they are interested to work with your organization or what are the things they are looking forward for in their next career role, you're gone. How can you get to them to continue to work with your recruiting teams and complete your hiring process. So, ideally, your hiring process should not be at multiple levels and go on for months and months to decide about one single candidature who's going to work at an executive level in your organization. You have to make it short and crisp. The way is our attention level nowadays and the attention crisp nowadays is there. We are not looking forward to watch a video beyond 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and 30 seconds. So, how are we expecting a candidate to be engaged in your hiring process, which goes on for a month, and post that also you're not able to decide why you need this candidate or why you don't want to move ahead with their candidature. So, a clarity of the job description, a clarity of role must be there with the talent acquisition and the hiring team. How the process of the candidate engagement happens. So, we'll move ahead and discuss. This will start by mapping out their talent journey. Regardless of where they begin, these three components will definitely be there into their journey. First one is awareness. Awareness will consist again few more pointers. How will they hear about open positions you have available? This is one decision that needs to be clearly defined in the starting of the job posting that you have planned to do onto multiple social media websites. What is your target audience? How are you going to connect with them? What will be the first site that this job will be published? Will you be going ahead and taking internal references first or doing the external posting? These decisions must be taken care in the first go. Second comes across, will you be using social media? Social media, then what social media would be into the picture will again comes across the question. What review sites will they go to on to hear from candidates who have worked with your company? So Glassdoor can be one of the websites that will be used any candidate once they appear for an interview in your organization. How have you maintained those reviews? What are the loopholes that your company has been shown across onto that review ratings? What are the ratings for your CEO? What are the different kind of ratings in terms of the work culture, environment building, salary negotiation are mentioned over there? How will you provide stories to them from candidates you have worked with to build trust? One of the stories that you can provide it to them will be creating a small 1 to 2 minutes or a maximum 3 minutes videos with the internal existing teams for which you have done the job posting. So if you're looking forward for someone to go ahead and join that particular team, get anyone working onto the similar role or maybe a coordinating role to interview and then post it as a job description rather than this simply 4 to 5 liners boring job descriptions. I would not be that kind of a person that I would love to read long job description which consists of a lot of responsibilities and then there's nobody to go ahead and define that to me on a one-to-one note. So if I don't want that thing to happen to me, how could I post it as a job description? Second pointer will be the consideration. How will your team engage with interested candidates? So once the interviews are over, is the hiring manager is in regular touch with the candidate to understand and have a better clarity in terms of the career growth and their roles and their aspirations? How will you determine who is qualified and who is not? So, as a company, you cannot be biased to someone on the basis of their ethnicity, gender, caste, creed, anything as such. So, it has to be a very transparent and a crucial thing. How many stages are there in the interview process? So, the crisp you keep it, the higher will be the joining ratio. I'll cite an example of an organization which is a huge name in terms of the technology market. And I was interviewed with them long years back, somewhere around 8 years back. They had 1 month of the interview process where I was interviewed with multiple stakeholders talking the similar things to me. No new questions, nothing new preparations. So even once the 1 month interview discussions are over and the drives which has to be done by going in person could have been saved my time by making it a Skype or a video round. I was not a very engaged employee till the end of it. I was not actually a very engaged candidate to be precise. Though the internal HR team or the talent acquisition team who was getting the entire interview process done was very cordial and was very friendly with me. However, the entire process was so clumsy, was so cumbersome that I decided that even if I happen to join this talent acquisition team, I'm not the decision maker to get these rounds of discussions removed or not to go ahead and move with them. So, how could I have the similar kind of experiences to the people who will be coming by listening to me or by connecting with me? So this has to be a very precise discussion that needs to be done specific. So in this case, we can even go ahead and get a proper training done for the people who are involved into the decision making of the hiring process, who are involved into the interviewing process. How can you make each experienced candidate have with your company positive and convenient? So if I go ahead and talk about it, I would like to cite an example of another organization where I was interviewed 4 months earlier for a position with them. And during the entire 4 months discussion, the internal stakeholders made sure that I have been communicating with them. I have been talking to them almost every week, which kept me engaged and which made sure that I happened to join their organization. And the cherry on top of it was they even sent a bouquet of flowers at my office premises on my birthday, which ensured that I have been a crucial part of their organization. Not only this, when they were deciding that which particular building they wanted to purchase to start the new office premises, I was a decision maker into that too, considering the fact that I have to call up the candidates for the interview. So that location needs to be convenient for the geography that we were covering. So these few pointers can definitely help conversion. Then we have to carefully map out this process for each one of our audiences. Audiences here would mean the candidates. Think about how will you measure the success of your process. So we can definitely go ahead and conduct a feedback session with one of the person who was recently interviewed with your organization to understand what were the positive points, what were the areas of improvement into it. Think about the emotional journey candidates are going on as they enter each stage of your process. The best way to do this, if you happen to be a candidate who is going ahead with the interview process of your company, how would you feel? And how would you rate the company? These factors will definitely can be determined through these questions. What can you do to create positive emotions along the talent journey? So creating a positive emotions would not always require investments. Talking cordially to someone, inviting them for a team discussion or maybe a outing prior to their joining, inviting them for even a lunch or a dinner with the existing team with whom they are going to work will definitely create a positive emotion branding about your organization. How will you get qualified engaged candidates to the offer stage as fast as possible? So once your hiring process is over and you have offered a candidate, you have to again understand if there are any hiccups or if there are any other offers ongoing with the person or what exactly is that that you can match up with whatsoever offers he or she happens to have. Technology. What tools will you use to support your process? So, again, before moving ahead with any tools, look at the functionality from the convenient, look at the functionality from the time taking process. So, if these things are into the picture, what kind of artificial intelligence for technology will you use? So, artificial intelligence technology, if you're looking forward to use, what kind will it work? I'll cite another example of a renowned technology organization which has beautifully used this artificial intelligence. What they are doing for the initial screening of the profiles, anyone who has applied to a job posting through their website, through their 8 years, they are getting an automated call with a specific set of questions related to that job description. If the candidate is well versed with those questions, if the candidate happens to answer it, and if candidates happen to have any questions, it is again answered into the similar call. So this is a win-win situation both for the organization and the candidate because the initial conversation went well. And this has even saved the time of the organization. How will you measure the success of your technology investments? So the best measurement is to do an analysis along with the data that how many people were interviewed in the past for a particular duration and what was the offer to joining ratio. If you can measure that successfully, your technology investments are at a good place. What sort of recruiting automation will you be using to engage your candidates? So Instead of filling long forms into the ATS, which consists similar repetitive information, why can't proper video discussions can be created so that a person who is actually engaged can create their own videos for certain duration and send it across to the recruitment team. This will also help the recruitment team to understand why he or she is a better fitment. Will you use auto scheduling tools to support high volume interview scheduling, communications, and streamlining your process? This can be one of the best ways. So, let's say that your team is trying to reach a candidate, he or she is not available. However, if you have scheduled the tools, if you have scheduled certain data into your systems, that can go ahead and repeat the same task and save your time. After you have finished planning out your approach to the three areas of people, process, and technology, make sure to examine your strategy to see where you fall on the range of candidate engagement. Because without analysis, you do not know if the policy, processes, and the technology that you are using is highly effective. Is it making any impact? Is it going ahead and making the candidates engaged? Using highly engaging processes and technology in your strategy will help you to hire more efficiently. So, this is the crux of the entire candidate engagement.